This is your daily market review for Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max, CDXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review for Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. Let's get into it. Frustration levels hitting extremes. People getting nervous, people getting excited, people getting frustrated. We must be close to an inflection point. So you got the JP Morgan straddle, 4030, 3600. We're over that. Can we sustain? Can the market continue higher? I think a lot of people are going to be playing with fire. Let's get into it because we know what's tomorrow. The FOMC meeting release. The odds of a 25 basis point rate hike are currently at, let's get to it, March, 86.84%. Then you have another one potentially down the pipe. What do we do? What do we think? Well, the market's going to play games. That's all I can say. Liquidity's come into the system to hopefully save the banks. Can they save the banks ultimately? I don't think the duration risk is being priced in as much as it should be, probably in other areas, aka Europe. Twitter, hit me up if you have questions. Here's a good place. Posting thoughts, feelings, what we're thinking about. Hopefully you watch this video, how to trade the markets. Good information series, back to basics education series. If you want, check out the link in the description below for all the videos, starting from more beginner, newer to advanced. And on that note, let's get into it. Someone's asking about Ethereum earlier, up against the wedge highs. That's all I can really say on that, because it looks very similar, but less strong as, or what? Come on, can't you type BTC.USD, right? Broke out, but up against serious resistance box here in the low 30,000s, upper 29s. Keep an eye on it. Oil, nice little rally off the 65 level. Liquidity coming into the system. Everyone's getting bullish. We'll see how that lasts. Natural gas, dead money, just chopping around. I personally have just recommend people leave it the hell alone. The dollar, we talked about it trading in a range. Once it gapped down yesterday, probably coming back to the next primary trend line. Is this a rocket about to take off? That's what I'd be watching. Bonds. Nobody wants to buy bonds. Interesting. Well, now I said watch the 104 to 109 plus area. Stuck in the range, waiting for the feds. VIX. Good God almighty. VIX domination Tuesday. Wow. Back to the 100-day. Back to the range lows. Back to support. Interesting. If you were loading up on some shorts today, you may have nailed the best entries. SPY. Thought this would be an indecisive candle. Interesting. Getting over our little support zone, right? Now what? Great question. Over the 20-day. Is it sustained? You got the 0.618 right here. You've got a lot of confluence here, right? So could it continue higher? I don't know. Let's redraw these fibs because, as you know, I think if you want to say the down move is over or it's kind of a Gartley pattern, next one. All right. Yeah, you're at the 50 fib and the 50-day right up here. So we'll see how it works out when we get close enough. Man, you got up 399.38. We'll see if that holds. Again, is this a novice gap trap? That's the question you got to ask yourself. QQQ. Again, define your risk. Back up against the range highs. Novice gap. Again, remember this game? Going into the end of the quarter, I wonder if there'll be some profit taking. And again, if you're watching like the last 10 minutes, man, somebody just said, no sirree, Bob. And you saw it, same thing with the SPY. Biggest volume candles of the day in the last 10 minutes. Kind of sketchy, huh? Yeah, market makers, big money making moves. IWISM pops up. Man, long wick. Lagging. Everything else closer to the highs, not this sucker. DIA. Try to make these quick because I don't think there's a lot to say until tomorrow. At the 20-day, at the 100-day, at December lows. Very important area. Very important. As you're noticing, certain megatech is leading, right? Let's talk about metals because I get a lot of flack when I was telling people, be careful, don't chase. Well, here you go. That's why this gap down a little ominous. A little ominous. Was this a liquidity burst into the economy? Push the gold up. Fed's now going back into tightening, trying to get what? Inflation under control. They can't sit around going, oh, this is great. Let's watch gold go to the moon. That doesn't really help their thesis. We'll see what happens. Silver. Lagging. Don't trust it. GDX, we talked about this, getting up into the upper bounds. Man, is this a what? Island floating reversal? Novice gap, professional gap? Keep an eye on it. GDXJ. I don't know why I'm excited. It just seems obvious where we're at in this market. And try not to watch it. Try not to get frustrated by it because it can be frustrating. Same thing. Hits the range. Kapow. AG. Hopefully you did not buy this stock. Oi. Now, them announcing what they did, talking about just literally not going to produce gold until prices go higher, essentially. I mean, bottom line, I like it. Maybe this is how you just puke out the worst. Keep an eye on it. 4s and 5 range. And again, are we there yet? Probably not. AEM, man, hits a 50-day gaps down. I would be a little concerned. At worst, it's going to be a couple days potentially. Newmont. Metals up into FOMC. Never ideal. You go, hits the 50-200-day cross again. Boom, gaps down. Pass. Again, a lot of people got angry at the miner, said, I'm not chasing. Well, all right, well, here you go. Still not chasing. I'd rather, again, if the market does what I think it's going to do, throw the baby out with the bathwater. This is going to get a little scary. And again, the market ain't going to... The Feds against the spread have gone over when it comes to soft landing, if you're betting on soft landings, and you know how the spreads work in sports. In that note, let's get into tech. AM Dizzle. Down all day. Long wick, wide and loose up here. This feels very topish. Very topish. Just, that's my opinion. NVIDIA. I mean, they're in everything. AI. Oh, on this farm, you had up and no. We'll see. Doji at the highs. Retest the highs. Red alert. Taiwan Semi. Hit back tide of the channel. Is this a novice gap over the 50-day? Keep an eye on it. Intel. The poop of poop. The stinky of stinky. Hits the 200-day. 50, 100-day cross. Bottoms at near term. Stinky. Adobe. Hot. Holding up. Filled the last gap right here. Does it have to go after this one? Well, no. Who knows? No play on this. Apple. Wow. You got to be kidding me. Look at that close, dog. Do we have to go after this trend line? I don't know. But however, we are what? I mean, you got a double top there. We are over the range highs. We are coming into the next resistance zones in the 160s. Could we get there? Could they get an upgrade? Could someone say they're awesome? Do I believe in the stock market going higher? No. I mean, it's interesting. Again, watch the 10 minutes. Yeah, decent volume here. We'll see it at the close. Sorry, that was me puking. If I was the big boys with the big money, man, I'm totally unloading into this. But that's just me. We'll see what happens. Remember, Thursday could be the day, not tomorrow. And Amazon back up against range highs. Saw it holding up pretty well. CRM. You know, if you shorted 187 area and then you got this retest, it's hard. This feels like a novice gap trap. Holding the 20-day. I mean, you're clearly against a ton of references up here, right? I mean, I don't know how you want to draw it. Whatever. You could, I guess, draw it down here. We're in it. In it to win it or win it to fail. Guggenheim. Nice rise off the 90 level. Congratulations. Over the 200-day. Okay. I mean, again, I'm kind of indifferent to this one. I feel like I feel like there's another trend here. Hold on. I spy with my eye another trend. All right, let's see what happens here. Remember, ChatGPT 4, whatever, all these, and Microsoft, all these. Yeah, we get it. Meta, another upgrade, right? Not the candle you want to see. It doesn't really look that strong, does it? Not a lot of volume either. Microsoft, since ChatGPT 4 hits the range highs, people are going, all right, well, I think it's going to 280. Did it get there? No, it didn't. It did not. Watch the double bottom range lows. 269 area breaks. Goodbye. NDAQ. Hey, congratulations on your little rally. It's been absolutely slaughtered. 20-day. Keep an eye on it. MicroStrategy. Bitcoin up. MicroStrategy up. Chopping at the highs. Looks very similar. Netflix. The bastion of tech leadership. Stuck here. 20-day curling down. Roblox. Got over the 43s. Yay. No, sorry, 45s is what it needs to get over. Sorry, false alarm. Tesla rallied today. Big, huge. Led the market. Congratulations. You are coming right back into your zones. So, I mean, man, that's pretty close. It seems to be a very important level here, the 197s. We'll see how it does. We'll see how it does. Support equals resistance. Resistance is now resistance. We'll see what happens here. Again, this is one of the names leading up, especially Apple today. Do you trust it? I don't know. Should you trust it? Caterpillar. Meow. Rising after it got smoked. Not surprised. Little bounce. Okay. Nucor. I'm just going to go through a straight line list. I usually bounce around. Yeah, due to bounce, hits the 100-day. Man, that wick is not very convincing. We'll see. Letter X has gotten from 31 down to the 200-day approximately. Bounces a couple points. Makes sense. VALE clearly did not like today's market. Down. Only with some of the very few down names. Not acting so hot, right? We'll see. Arrow. Holding here at the resistance. If copper's going, it's got to hold over. CCJ. Some people will talk about going long it. Okay. We'll see what happens. I mean, you filled the gap. Not a bad place to probably take some profits. Again, we feel like the stock has value, but we will see you at the lower end of scale. CF. All right. Okay. Yeah, okay. Keep an eye on it. I mean, it's a nice little pop-up. Don't trust it. Mosaic. Again, these things are all oversold due to a little bounce. All right, Mosaic, interesting. Got to hold down here. Got to hold this range. Not, I think it comes back. NTR. Holding the range lows, chopping around. I mean, all these names just look sloppy, choppy. Aaron. Alcoa. We've talked about this again. Crushed off the highs. Now a little bounce, 8-day, maybe 10-day action. We'll see. XLF. Is it a pro gap or is it just the game of gaps here? A lot of gaps in this, but it's interesting. You gap up. You had no follow through today. Take mental note of that, how that ends up playing out. I mean, no follow through? Why not? Why not? Remember, again, check out the monthly. I think a lot of people got the tunnel vision. Right? What do we want to see? Right? I think we're going to, at some point, break the dam. Break the lows, break the 29s, and it's open season. Again, if you watch the last 10 minutes, you saw what? The biggest candle of the day was not buying. It was liquidation. Looks like 10 million shares. Yeah, something like that. Not to be ignored. Not to be ignored, right? Let's look at some of the individual names. Morgan Stanley upgrading at the highs, unloading to their freaking boys. We'll see. JP Morgan, again, gaps, Doge all day. With all this strong this market is, it doesn't really act that well. Same thing with the Stanley, a little better. I mean, again, they must be fleecing more of their clients, so people are a little more excited about that. Goldman Sachs, Doji, range, chopping, I don't know. Hits the trend line, bouncing. Uglier than some of the other names. Again, I mean, do we need to get, should we throw in the KRE for fun? Yeah, let's do it. KRE, junior banks, again. Ugh. Ooh, stuck in the range with you. You know that song. Stuck in the middle. Yeah. Anyway, solar. Wow, nice bounce today, I guess. Oversold. Yeah. I mean, is it a pro gap or is it more of like a trap gap? I mean, tough to know. I'd be keeping an eye on it. Sedge oversold. Hits. Sorry, ENPH hits near the range. We talked about 20-day. Maybe it's the 50-day. Keep an eye on this. I think that makes sense. Sedgerton up 9% today. Great. Well done. Oversold, gap up. Okay, we've seen this story before. You know, when it's oversold, it rallies back. Keep an eye on, again, the whole market overall. Keep an eye on it. HYG, we like to talk about corporate debt at the 20-day. It's been resistance. Keep an eye on it. Got my eye on you. Trying to take light of today's action. Again, as much as it is frustrating, it is part of the game, is to be what? Patience. Grasshopper. Oil, not surprised, bounce, multi-day range, back up here. Could it try to fill the gap? I mean, again, USO don't really trade it, but we talked about it getting below this channel and seems to wake right back up. Keep an eye on it. XOP, hey there. Hey, bounce. Okay, gets over the 4-day range. Now feels like this gapish area. Watch the mid 124s. I don't know if it's going to continue. ExxonMobil, we talked about getting under the 200-day and then rallying back. 20 days curling down. I'd be watching 108 real hard. Real hard. Oxy, here you go. 20-day. Yeah, this is tough. Buffett buys. We'll see if it sustains. I'm just trying to see if I eye anything. I don't see anything. PXD, hey, up $8. Sweet, I saved another day. Damn it. All my stuff didn't save. All my drawings, as I said before. Computer reset overnight without saving. A couple nights ago. And that's what you get. Let's see if this trend line. Yeah, that's the big one. We'll see. Chopping around. Chop around. Chop up, chop down. I'd watch. I mean, I guess you could connect it to here. Yeah, like the 20-day. Got over here a reference. Got a reference here. Got a ton of chop here. Keep an eye on it. Let's watch whatever. EQT up. Yeah, that's not. Meh. Channel low. Popping. Not bad. End it with Flex LNG. Man, this thing has momentum when it gets it. Not bad. 20-30. I mean, that's 10% in 3 days. 3% a day. I would keep an eye on this one again. I'm not personally buying anything for the long term. I'm just sitting here waiting, being patient, knowing the FOMC day could be the day or it's the Thursday after. We don't know. The liquidity that is endless, that seems to be QT, quantitative tightening. Which one is it, Feds? Do you want sustained inflation with job layoffs, or do you want inflation decreasing with layoffs? There's no ifs, ands, or buts around this. It's gonna get worse. It's just a matter of how bad, and has the market priced it in? Are we going into the 1970s kind of inflation choppiness, sloppiness? Or do we need to just capitulate and get it over with? I personally think it would be nicer to get it over with, get to like the sell in May, go away. Just maybe that's the time, right? And then you have a choppy kind of middle of the month. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. So just take time, think about what's going on. And I've said this, this is a hard market because usually the financials lead the market. What's the market doing? Ignoring the financials. How long can that last? And how strong really are the banks? Now, I've said, in my mind, I think they're much weaker than people perceive them to be because, again, they're sitting on debt that has duration issues, and some are hedged, some are not. But point being is, who wants a bond that yields 30 years 2% to 1.87, 1.75? Who wants a 100-year European bond negative interest rates to own? That stuff is worthless. And someone's going to have to own that at some point. And when the banks try to mark to market, and if they're having problems, ain't nobody buying that crap. If anything, they're taking pennies on the dollar, maybe less. I'm trying to think like something funny to say, but they're not going to be that interested in taking it. So be patient. Sorry that the markets just aren't always easy, and what you want and where you want things and how you want things to play out. It just isn't always like that. And that's the hardest part about trading and defining your risk. I mean, every time I sit here and I take a loss and defined risk happens, I'm like, that's part of the game. Surviving. So if you got any questions, please reach out. Again, I wish I could tell you when, what time, what's going on, but it feels very distributive up here. I will talk to you guys and gals later. Be safe out there. Be thoughtful. Risk management always above everything else. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.